kicking back old school tracks like damn. Can't get enough of this more like I don't even know where I am. Ooh baby get hyped to the beat, let's go cause this is our jam. This is our jam.
Hello and welcome back to Beach Out. Now I did not think that this day is going to come this early, where I have come to what is one of the best classic car and collectible car showroom in Dubai. These guys have probably the best collection of cars you'll ever find across the Emirates. So these guys don't keep cars which have even a single spot on them. They are absolutely spotless, and this place has sort of been on my bucket list for a long time. Unfortunately, I never made it to Dubai, and finally when I did, I tried coming here and meeting them, and thankfully and luckily I'm so happy that they responded and they asked me to come and film their collection of cars. I am right now over here at this place called Tomini Classics. This is by far the best classic car collection you'll ever see in Dubai. Now I'm gonna take you on a small tour across the shop floor, across the showroom floor, and I'm gonna show you some really special cars. I'm a little apologetic for what you're hearing behind. Basically the vacuuming is going on over here, but I hope that I am audible to you. So let's start from this side of the showroom, which is the entrance, and as you can see there's a vast array of cars, and it's going to take me a little while to go through all of them. But trust me, all of these cars are absolutely incredible, really special cars. Some of them are really rare as well. All their cars are pristine, all their cars are absolutely spec clean. These are the kind of, and these cars are all, remember that these all cars are about 20-30 years old. None of these cars are latest or new. Starting from here, the first car you see is the Ferrari Testarossa 512 TR Ferrari Testarossa. Then next to it is the Alfa Romeo Mondial, and over here you have the, what is this, let me just check, this is the Volvo P60. Ferrari Testarossa, Ferrari Testarossa. What else do you want? Okay, coming on, let's start the walk from this side. Over here you have the Ferrari 575 Superamerica, which was the later version of the 550 Maranello, which you see over here. Honestly, I have never seen this car ever in my life. This is a very, very special and a very rare car to see. Let me come on to the front side. This here is the OSCA 1600 Zagato, and Miguel tells me that there were only 94 of these cars ever made, and this is one of them. Just have a look at that bubble roof on top. It's absolutely incredible, right? These cars you don't see anywhere, and I mean, like, I traveled Europe for 3 months in 2018. I went to a lot of classic car dealerships, but I never saw this car anywhere all across Europe. When the Porsche Panamera was first imagined, obviously not called or not imagined as a Porsche Panamera, but when it was imagined as a 4-seater grand touring car, this was the first iteration, the 928. This is the first front engine 4-seat Porsche. Alright, moving on from here, you have the Porsche 944, another front engine Porsche. Like, this was the time, this was the era when Porsche was trying to shift away from the 911s, and they were trying to create grand touring cars that were front engine, probably could seat 4 people, and this was their first ideations of that philosophy. Again, in my 3 months of travel throughout Europe, I never came across one of these. This is the Maserati Merak, the perfect example of 70s, 80s sex appeal. All of these cars, the Lamborghinis of this era, the Ferraris of this era, they carry this beautiful wedge design. Look at that flying buttress at the back, it looks amazing. Here you have 2 of the most beautiful Maseratis of the 70s and the 80s. The Maserati Merak and the Maserati Ghibli, the first version or the first imagination of the Ghibli. You'll notice that there's a theme going on during the 70s and the 80s, where every European manufacturer wanted to make something which looks angular, which looks sharp, which has a wedge-shaped design, and you can see that very evidently all across the shop floor. Like, all these cars, including the Lamborghini Espada, all these cars have a certain wedge shape to them, and that was sort of the trend or the flavor of the 80s and the 70s. The Jaguar E-Type from back in the 1960s. This is one of the most beautiful cars. Just look at the size of that bonnet, man. That bonnet is almost as long as maybe half of an hatchback. Jaguar E-Type. This is the Ferrari 250 Grand Touring, hang on. Ferrari 250 Grand Touring. Yup, Gran Turismo. I've never seen this car ever before. This is the first time I'm seeing this car. These are one of those rare and very, very exclusive cars that are now almost 60-70 years old. These cars absolutely have some crazy values right now. All of these cars that you see across the showroom floor, all of these cars have a crazy value. For example, this one. That's a Lamborghini 350 GT, the first car that Lamborghini ever made. Can you imagine, like yesterday, the Huracan I was driving? If you compare that car to this, can you imagine the difference? This is Lamborghini's first car when they came out in the 1960s, and how far they have come across, how far their design language, how far their way of expressing what they want to show or what they want their customers to feel about their cars has changed. From a two-seater Grand Tourer like this, all the way to the Lamborghini Huracan and the Aventador. They have completely transformed themselves over the last 50 years. This corner is just Porsches. Wherever you see is just Porsches. You have everything over here. You've got the 964s, you've got the 993s, you've got a 996 over here as well. You've got the RS, you've got the GT3. You even have a Targa, one of the original Targas. And the modern generation Targa is a direct descendant of what this car established back in the 60s and the 70s. Guys, I have a confession to make. I absolutely love classics. Now don't get me wrong, I like modern cars as well. I like modern cars for their performance. I like modern cars for their capabilities, for what they do. But there is something about these classics. There's something about their lines, their shape, their design. There's a very, there's something very human about these. You know that somebody's spent time drawing the shapes, somebody's spent time handcrafting some of the panels. That is something that's completely missing in today's modern cars. No matter how fast they are, no matter how powerful they are, no matter how technologically advanced they are missing that human touch. And that is something that I absolutely adore and I absolutely love about classic cars. And whenever I'm around classics, whenever I start filming classics, each and every detail starts to come out and I start relating to all of those little things. It's a completely different art form than what today's modern cars are. Both have their own charms and I love both sides, but then when I'm around classics, there is some part of me that they tick in a very different kind of a way. I am really thankful to Miguel, who let us in over here, who welcomed us over here at Tomini Classics and let us shoot and film the incredible collection of cars these guys have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Until then, it's goodbye.